I've been trying the Redmi Note 11 for a couple of weeks now, and I want to give you my full review so you know if this should be your next phone. First, I want to talk about the design. It's simple, it's elegant, and I think it looks very good. The back is made out of plastic with a matte finish, very soft to the touch, and the sides are also made out of plastic, but here it has a glossy finish, which makes it very easy to hold in your hand. It's kind of like the best of both worlds, where it's a good looking phone, but it's also a practical phone. As you can see, it comes with a fingerprint scanner on the right side, below the volume buttons, and it's fast. We also get speakers at the top and speakers at the bottom, which means we have stereo audio. Great feature to see on a $200 phone, and you can definitely notice. It sounds very loud, and it also sounds good. So if you care about audio quality, performance, this is a phone to consider. Then on the left side, we can find a SIM ejection tool that can hold 2 SIM cards and a micro SD card. That's why it has 3 slots. The phone feels very smooth when navigating through the system. Of course, since it's a Xiaomi phone, it's running MIUI, and I like it. It looks good, and it doesn't force you to use the Xiaomi apps. Although, of course, they all come pre-installed with the phone. And on top of that, the phone comes with a 90 Hz panel, so it's going to feel even smoother. Here you have the difference in slow motion of the panel running at 60 Hz and the panel running at 90 Hz. I know, it's kind of hard to see the difference in the video, but trust me, I have it enabled in 90 Hz and I can't go back. It feels a lot smoother, a lot more responsive. It's just better. I guess you should go to the store and try it and play with it to see if you notice, but for the people that notice, me included, this is a great feature. The specs on the phone are the following: Snapdragon 680 and 4 or 6 gigs of RAM. And my experience has been very good. It opens social media apps in no time, and they run perfectly. I have not experienced any lag or dropped frames. With casual games, it's the same story. They open fast and they play at a decent frame rate with no lag. But what if you want to play more demanding games with the phone? Well, that's a different story. Because although you can play and have a good experience, the graphical settings are going to have to be on medium or even low. And this is expectable on a phone this price, but it also has a lot to do with the fact that my phone only has 4 gigs of RAM. And for what I've seen from other people who also have the phone, the 6 gig of RAM version runs a lot better in more demanding games. So if you're a gamer and you're interested in having the best gaming experience and performance possible, make sure when you buy the phone to get it with 6 gigs of RAM instead of 4. We also have a 5000 mAh battery and a 33 watt fast charging. From my personal experience, this battery is absolutely insane. It's not even normal. Like, it's definitely one of the strong parts of this phone. I did a test where I left the phone at 100% battery playing back YouTube videos to see how much time it would take to drain it. And the results were shocking. The battery lasted a whopping 15 hours and 39 minutes of continuous use, which means that a very heavy user is going to be able to use the phone for 2 days straight before touching a charger. And a normal person like me can do 3 days, and your grandma can do like a week. The 33 watt fast charger is also very cool. When you use it, the phone shows like an animation of the percentage going up in real time. And don't get me wrong, 33 watts for a phone in 2022 it's pretty standard, but I would not say that's necessarily a bad thing. I believe all those crazy 70 watts or even 150 watt chargers do harm and tear your battery a lot faster. As I said earlier, it has 90 Hz, which adds an extra level of smoothness to the experience. And something that blew my mind is that it has 1000 nits of brightness. It's a very bright phone. To give you some reference, this is my iPhone XS Max, which was a $1,400 phone when it came out. And it only has 620 nits of brightness. A lot less. 1000 nits is absolutely crazy for a phone this price, and it's going to allow you to use it in direct sunlight with no issues. Even at 12 AM when the sun is right above your head, the display still looks bright. And then we have the camera, or well, cameras, because we have 4. As you can see, we have one main big camera at the top, and then we have 3 complementary cameras at the bottom. First, I want to talk about the ultra wide, which looks good. It has an 8 megapixel sensor, and it's what you would expect on a phone this price. I especially like the video performance. I don't really know why, but the ultra wide camera takes better video than any of the other 3 cameras. And this doesn't really make a lot of sense because, as I said, the main camera, the one at the top, should be the one that takes the better video. But from my personal experience, which may be wrong, if you're going to take video on this phone, use the ultra wide. It just looks better. Where this camera lacks a little is at nighttime. As you can see, the pictures look decent, but if I zoom in, you can clearly see it lacks some detail. Then we have the main camera with 48 megapixels, and it's technically and practically the best camera on the phone. I know I just said that for video the ultra wide is better, but for everything else, clearly the main camera is the better one, by far. You can definitely notice an improvement in definition, detail, and color over the ultra wide. This is the camera you should use most of the time for taking pictures, and it's very decent. If you wanted to buy this phone but you were kind of worried about the camera performance, you have nothing to worry about. And this includes video too. Although I said the ultra wide takes a little bit more appealing video in my opinion, the main camera is also able to shoot very good quality video. At night, this camera does a way better job than the ultra wide. If I show you the 2 pictures at the same time, you can definitely tell. Then we have a very bad 2 megapixel zoom lens you should just never use. The pictures look bad from that camera, and it's one of those cameras where they just needed more cameras to tell people they have more cameras. It looks like everything is out of focus, and the video is just also very bad. And then we have the macro lens to capture a lot of detail in very small things. It's also 2 megapixels, and although realistically you're barely ever going to use that camera, it's first of all very fun to play with, and second, when you do need it, it's great to have it. The main purpose of the camera, as I said, is to get a very detailed close look of a small object like a coin, instead of the typical wide shot that makes the coin look small. And of course, we also have a selfie camera, which although everyone says it's not as good as it could, I actually think it's great. The pictures I've taken look very detailed, and the colors and lighting are far better than the ones in the crappy zoom camera. I guess it depends on the person, but trust me, I have tried the phone, and I do like the selfie camera performance. So yeah, all this being said, clearly the biggest strengths on this phone are, first of all, the display, and second, the battery. Those are the 2 main reasons why you would buy the phone, if you care about the display and you care about having a very good battery life. What's great about this phone is that although those are clearly best in class, very, very good for a phone this price, they don't make the rest of the elements of the phone worse than average. Like, the cameras are very decent. The processor is very decent. Everything else is the design. As I said, it has stereo speakers. It doesn't really sacrifice anything to get this incredible display and the incredible battery life. And yeah, that's why I think this phone is great. Which right now, if you hurry, you can actually get the phone with a small discount on Amazon. You'll find a discount link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.